You go straight.
Okay.
Next block, yeah? You go straight.
Straight.
Door, huh?
Okay. Thank you. Alright, I'm right here looking for the ticketing counter. So there we go. Okay. Alright, so now I've just gotten my tickets. Yeah, a wristband. So now we shall be heading up to the upper floors to check out the event venue. This is a rather new location, I think. It is the first time we have an anime convention in this so-called Vervea Convention Center. This is a pretty modern looking, nice place to hold any events in the future. I'm liking it quite a bit already, even though this is my first time here. Alright, there it is. IKEA is very nearby, right there in the distance. I can even walk there if I wanted to. And that concludes the full walk around of this anime convention I'm attending today on the 16th of September. Now, I'm loving the atmosphere in this event, this location. This is my first time over here, and I hope they do more events over here in the future. But anyways, moving on to the main topic of today's video. I posted a long walk around video before this, and were you guys able to tell the difference between the figure booths that I've shown you guys, right? There was a mix of figure booths where some are selling genuine anime figures and some are counterfeit. Yeah, some are bootlegs. So were you able to tell which is which? Please let me know down in the comments below by telling me the time code, how many minutes, how many seconds you think that figure on that shelf over there is actually a bootleg item. Yeah. Of course, if you looked at the pricing, that is a big red flag. If it is way cheaper than you were thinking, most likely it is a counterfeit item, which is correct. But at the same time, there are unscrupulous figure sellers online, not exactly in events, but online out there, where they purposely increase the prices of the items they sell just to mislead you into thinking that is a genuine item when it is not. So you cannot just rely on pricing to identify whether a figure is genuine or not. And going forward, we are going to move back into my studio or my home, where I will do a commentary of the same footages I've shown you guys minutes ago, and I'm going to tell you guys, teach you guys how to differentiate the real thing from the fake thing, how to detect bootlegs just by looking at the figure directly in person with your own eyes. And this is very important because if you are an inexperienced figure collector, you have just started out, this might help you out a lot whenever you attend anime conventions in the future. Now let's go. For all of the prize figures we see in this event, regardless of which booth, of course, every single one of them are genuine prize figures. But does even bootleg prize figures even exist in the first place? The answer is yes. I've not seen them in local shops in Malaysia yet, in my own country, but bootleg prize figures, they definitely do exist, and I don't even know why they exist in the first place. If you go over to China's e-commerce website like Taobao, yeah, they definitely do exist. And then there is this figure store over here where I couldn't get close to see the figures at the back right there. Yeah, all of those 02 Saber figures, I can't really tell if they are genuine or not because this figure store has a... Alright, I'm gonna pause it right here. Okay, this is quite a clear frame. Okay, this figure store right here, they have a history of selling bootleg items. But they also do sell genuine figures. That is the problem right here. For example, in this screenshot over here. Okay, let's take the Saber Outer on the bottom left, the one by Good Smile Company. Yeah, the one I'm circling right there. The bootleg version and the genuine version, their box is exactly the same. And the only way to tell the difference is the print quality of the box. For example, you need to get really close and see if the printing, the imagery on the box is not very clear, like as if it was printed from a low quality image, a low resolution image, then more than often that is a bootleg item. So in case you're interested in that figure, request to have a look at the figure. You don't have to open the box or anything, and you pay attention to the print quality on the box. Yeah. As for my guess over here, is that item there a bootleg? I would say there is a very high chance it is, given that that particular figure of Saber Outer is being surrounded by other bootleg figures. Alright, so they have some figures on display. For example, there are quite a number of Genshin figures right there, Ganyu, and then I'm spotting Raiden also, and Yae Miko. Those are what we call third-party unlicensed PVC figures. I'm not even sure if they are actually bootlegs or unlicensed figures, right? Because if the sculpting is an original one, then yeah, that is just an unlicensed third-party PVC figure. But if it was stolen from another, what do you call that, resin figure, third-party resin figure, then it is indeed a bootleg. Meanwhile, that Saber Outer on top, yeah, the one by Aniplex, I'm very certain that is a bootleg. Anyways, we'll keep on playing the video right here, and then yeah, that 02 on the top right corner. I'm not really sure if that is the real thing or not, but I'm guessing it is not either. But anyways, they already have a sample on display, so you can tell it for yourself whether it is real thing or not. Okay, now here's the interesting part. We have some figures on display right here. Okay, let's pause it right here. So on the far left, we have a figure of Saber. That is most likely the Kotobukiya version, which came out almost 10 years ago. Yeah. And just by looking at the face of the figure, I am very certain that it is a bootleg figure because the face is quite different from the genuine version. And if you want additional assurance, like want to be very sure it is a bootleg, you pay attention to the paintwork on the armor. This is a dead giveaway. So I'm going to put up a picture over here on screen. Okay, take a look at the armor around her waist. Yeah, the surface finish is really rough. It is not smooth. That is a dead giveaway. This is a bootleg figure, right? And of course, the pricing of 280 Malaysian ringgit, which is like 55, 60 US dollars. There is no way that figure is going to cost that low. The genuine one, I think it is closer to 90 US dollars also. That is an old figure after all. So to pay 55 or 60 US dollars for a bootleg figure, that is pretty expensive. Please do not fall for it, right? Yeah. The first thing is regarding the surface finish of the armor, and then the second thing you guys need to take note is that genuine figures, when they do metallic paint, they are very shiny, very glossy metallic. The metallic paint work on that Saber is kind of partially matte. It is not very shiny, and that is another sign where you are looking at the bootleg.
Needless to say, that saber figure in the middle, that is an outer, I believe. Yeah, an outer figure. Look at the Excalibur, the sword. Yeah, that looks terrible. The detail is not there at all. Of course, that is a bootleg. That is how you check out, right? If you are not sure, always go to myfigurecollection.net and look at user photos, look at even official product photos. If you have any doubt, then most likely your doubts are correct. That is a bootleg. The same can be said for that 02 figure right there. I do believe that isn't the real thing. And of course, this Saber Outer Rider class, I own that figure, so obviously that is a fake figure. Then we move down to the bottom. This is where we get a look at the third party Genshin figures, and to be honest with you guys, these figures look really well made. Once again, I can't be sure if this is a bootleg or a third party unlicensed PVC figure, but this Hu Tao looks amazing. This Zhongli as well. I mean, that Zhongli figure, I'm gonna pause right here. Yeah, that Zhongli figure, the face sculpting is really good, right? And that is not bad at all for a third party work. Yes, this Ganyu over here, I don't think this is a third-party unlicensed PVC when I think about it, because this specific sculpt over here, there is a GK resin figure, and it wasn't cheap because it was limited, really limited in Wonder Festival. So this is most likely to be a bootleg as well. Now we keep on playing. Okay, this Yae Miko in front. Okay, let's pause it right here. This figure of Raiden Shogun, regardless of whether it is unlicensed PVC or a bootleg, the face sculpt on this one is really good. Yeah, I couldn't find any complaints about the face. This is really well made, but yeah, the details on the outfit, especially that gold color trim on her outfit. Yeah, you can see the paint peeling off even. That is not nice at all. And personally, I can understand why some of you will want to buy that Raiden Shogun figure, because there is no genuine figure of this character yet in the market, which is quite a shame, because she is quite popular from what I know. Okay, and then we move down. This is an obvious bootleg figure of Klee. Okay, I have reviewed this figure of Klee on my channel as well. You can check out, yeah, my list of Genshin Impact figure reviews. Just by taking a look at the face of that Klee figure, it is quite well made for this bootleg, right? But then you compare it to the genuine one, yeah, they are actually a bit different. And then this figure of Hu Tao, obvious bootleg, I actually had a video of this exact bootleg figure of Hu Tao on my channel. Go and check it out. The quality is quite atrocious. I'm not sure how much they are selling this thing for. Okay, 280 ringgit. 55 US dollars or so. Please don't. Please don't. Do you know how much I paid for this figure just to make a video of it on YouTube? But I can't recommend it. I paid like 20 US dollars. Yeah, 20 or 25 US dollars. About 100, 120 ringgit maximum, including shipping. So that is more than double the price you can find in China, right? Don't touch it. Okay, and then the next shelf over here, we have this Saber Outer on the left. Okay, this one is actually really impressive. When I saw this figure of Saber Outer, obviously a bootleg because it is only 280 Malaysian ringgit, 55 US dollars. The genuine one is more like 200 US dollars, somewhere between 900 to 1000 Malaysian ringgit. But the face sculpt on this Saber Outer is really well made, and I can see people who can't afford the real thing to go ahead and buy this one, because all that matters the most in every figure out there is the face. Some people can accept some flaws in their figures. So in this sense, this Saber Outer bootleg is really well made. I'm quite impressed. And then back to the points about her armor. You see, the purple colored, the violet colored armor on this Saber Outer, it is not very shiny. It is like half metallic, half matte finish, you know. And if you look at the genuine version of the figure, yeah, the armor is really shiny, very well polished, very glossy. The reason why bootlegs cannot have a paint finish as glossy and shiny as the genuine one is because of the cost, obviously. Those pearl-like finish paints, right, they are really expensive. This is a really good bootleg, I have to admit that. And then this one in the middle, I believe this is from Honkai Impact 3rd, right? So with this figure, how do you tell that it is a bootleg? Because the face sculpt on this figure is really nice as well. And then her right leg. This is something consistent and present in every single bootleg figure. You look at her right leg, that bare leg over there, the skin area, bare skin area. It is very glossy, very shiny. If you are unsure, just take out your smartphone and turn on the LED flash and then you shine it on the figure. If the skin area is very shiny, very glossy, yeah, that is a bootleg, because in every genuine figure, right, the paintwork on the skin area, they will always put a matte coating on it so that when you look at it, it is not reflecting light and it looks like real skin, real human skin. So if the skin area looks very plastic, very glossy and reflective, that is a bootleg. Guaranteed, right? Okay, and then we keep on playing the video. Okay, this saber, I don't have this figure, but this is an obvious bootleg as well. If you look at the official product pictures and even user pictures online, so many, you can tell the difference. Even the face is already off, the mouth is, the mouth is like slanted to one side. Yeah, this is a pretty bad bootleg. The other one earlier, that Saber Alter by Aniplex, that was a good bootleg. And then obviously that Kotobukiya figure behind, yeah, the paintwork on the gold color trims, right? Yeah, not really good, not very precise painting over there. So that is also an obvious sign, very obvious sign that it is a bootleg. Okay, and then we move down. What do we have here? Okay, 02 by Aniplex, the one in the back. The face is off, right? Very obvious. Same goes for Kurumi, both in front and behind. This is Alter's Tokisaki Kurumi. And okay, let me put up the picture on the screen. I think you can tell it's so obvious, right? So if you visit an anime convention and then you're not sure whether the thing in front of you is real or not, don't be too impulsive about buying it. Just take out your phone and look for pictures online. It is as simple as that. Okay, and then this figure, I forgot her name. She is from Dead or Alive. This one is actually quite a good bootleg. I can see some errors with the face sculpting, and obviously the skin, her legs are quite glossy. And then, okay, moving on to the next one. This one, I can't remember which anime or game this character is from. I think it is Punishing Grey Raven, right? I wasn't aware this figure has a counterfeit version because but the paintwork, the paint detail on the outfit, that red color strap over there, it looks really nice for a bootleg. Of course, the genuine thing is going to be way better made, right? And I think that is about it for this specific booth. Okay, we move on to the next one over here. I'm going to comment on some figures being sold right here. This one is quite interesting. This one is quite memorable. This Hatsune Miku Type 2020. I think this is by Max Factory. Yep, Max Factory. They are selling it for 799 Malaysian ringgit. Okay, that would be 160, 170 US dollars. That is pretty expensive. That figure was released many years ago. So if you told me that the value, the price has already gone up, I'm not surprised at all. And I used to want this figure really badly in the past because I find the pose to be really photogenic, but never bought one in the end. Then, okay, out of all of the genuine scale figures we have over here, okay, and they have this Hatsune Miku. This is a fairly new product, right? Okay, this one is fairly new and they're selling it for 799 Malaysian ringgit as well. Now, this is an excellent price. This figure of Miku came out several months ago. I think it was 25,000 yen, 26,000 yen or so. So this price of 800 ringgit, about 160, 170 US dollars, this is a good price. If you want this figure of Miku and you saw it at this price, go and pick one up. That is a good purchase. Okay, they have this Hosho Marine again. I think it is the same shop, I think it is the same shop I saw in Animangaki about more than a month ago. Of course, this pair of figures here are genuine ones, but they do not have a price tag on it. I'm not sure if these are lucky draw giveaway presents or they're actually for sale. I did not bother to ask. That Hosho Marine figure is so expensive now in Japan, even in Chinese websites like Taobao, because the demand is so high but supply is not there, so the value has gone up. You need to pay almost 300 US dollars for one nowadays for that figure of Marine right there. But I have seen the same figure 2 or 3 times in a local event in Malaysia. So perhaps, yeah, the people here in my country can't really afford figures that expensive. So for rarer stuff, there is still a chance of finding them. I believe that is at least 1,500 or 1,600 Malaysian ringgit right there. Okay, and then moving down, we have Kurumi by Kadokawa, KD Call. And then right down there, we have Nakiri Ayame by Kocho Bukiya. That is also with a Kocho exclusive faceplate. Okay, that Miku is actually a good buy if you like her. Very detailed, but I'm not into that figure. Okay, and then we move on to the next booth right here. Okay, here these are lucky draw presents, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they are lucky draw presents. These are Ram and Ram by Phoenix and Furio. See those stickers on the box? I think that is the winning draw. Like you draw a lucky draw number and then you drew number 38, then you won that figure. That is my guess over here. Yeah, and the guy who is manning the booth, he was nice enough to move aside the boxes and let me have a look and film this Ram figure right here. It was quite tough because how reflective the box is. Furio and Phoenix, their figures are not cheap, they are pretty expensive, and you see they're giving away Rams and Rams. One thing I've noticed with this figure event, right, is that there are so many lucky draws. I have no idea what is going on. There are at least 3 or 4 booths doing lucky draws. Perhaps you guys are so familiar with gacha games by now that you don't mind playing with lucky draw. For me, I've never liked my luck with lucky draws, so I won't even bother. See, another lucky draw booth right here. Yeah. Okay. And this lucky draw booth, the funny thing is that they are giving away bootleg figures as gifts, but if you are getting it free, I don't mind at all, right? And then the next booth over here, okay, this one, this is also lucky draw, and the interesting part is any figures they received, the stock they received, if there is a severe box damage, they are giving it away as lucky draw. But actually, they are making a lot of money out of this. You see, to buy every lucky draw ticket, you spend like 30 or 50 ringgit to buy a single ticket with no guarantee of winning anything. Yeah, He Shun, Chou Zhong Mo Xing Song. So box damage, they're giving it away as a lucky draw present. See, for every single ticket they sell, 50 ringgit for 2 draws, 30 ringgit for 1 draw with no guarantee of winning even if you draw several times. So by the time, if you even had the luck of winning that Ram figure in one single draw, yeah, other people would have spent so much money on buying the lucky draw tickets that they would have covered the cost anyway, and even made an extra profit out of it, which is really genius if you think about it. And that is all for today's video. This is a fairly lengthy one because I decided to combine a walk around video in the event grounds, which is already almost 18 minutes long, together with giving you guys a few tips on identifying bootleg figures. I think this is helpful to those who are still new to the hobby, inexperienced ones. If you have been collecting figures for years, yeah, you are just like me, you could easily tell if that is the real thing or not. But I hope that this figure can be helpful to you guys who are new to the hobby. And until then, if you enjoyed this video, please do give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel for more anime figure news as well as reviews. And one last thing, yeah, in the middle of this video today, if you guys noticed, I threw in a bit of background music for 10 minutes. 12 minutes because I had to. There are copyrighted music being played in the background. After all, this is an anime convention. You can expect anime music being played, even if those music are covers being performed by third parties. For example, a contestant in a singing competition is singing an anime song on a stage. I still decided to play it safe by throwing in some background music just to mess with any audio detection by YouTube's algorithm, just to be extra careful right here. So until then, I'll see you guys again very soon. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye.